the Grammy-winning artist is celebrating the upcoming release of her latest album, Love and Hyperbole, ushering in a new era for the star.
Here to celebrate her 4th studio album, welcome back to The Social, Alessia Cara!
Thank you guys so much. Alessia, we just got a little snippet, but people might be hearing this on the radio. It's a beautiful evolution of your sound. So tell us now, what story did you want to tell with Love and Hyperbole? What chapter, what era are you in?
What era? Man, well, I mean, I would say for this album, this is kind of just like a chronological telling of the last 3 years of my life and sort of everything that I've gone through. I feel like I really changed a lot and grew a lot in these last 3 years. I took time away from writing for a minute to like experience new things. And, you know, once I kind of had my little collection of human experiences, I was able to go in and just like talk about them. And, you know, this album is an album about love in so many different ways, whether it be romantic love, platonic love, self-love, love of life, and love of music again, and kind of rediscovering that and, you know, everything that encapsulates that. So
That's fantastic. All right. Can we do a deep dive into that song that we just heard off the top of the interview? It's called Dead Man. It feels like I'm listening to someone's heartbreak, and I'm so curious, how do you bottle that emotion and then write this amazing song? Just, you know, as somebody asking for a friend.
For a friend, sure, yes. Well, I think with this song in particular, it was something that I had to kind of remove myself from in order to be able to write about it. So I kind of wrote this retrospectively. And I think, you know, had I been in the midst of those emotions, maybe the song wouldn't have come off as confident. Because, you know, when you're in the midst of pain, sometimes your self-confidence can drop. And so I kind of had to take space away from it. And it's not until then that you kind of look back on things and you realize, like, man, like, I don't know, you just have a new sense of confidence. Like, I didn't deserve that, or I shouldn't have tolerated that. And you kind of have to go through those experiences and learn what you don't want in order to find what you do want. And so that's a necessary part of the experience, which is why I wanted to talk about it, you know? You gotta have pain to have joy, you know?
Yeah.
So true.
So true. And also, I feel like just like it's so universally relatable. I believe that heartbreak kind of leads to great art. Not that I'm, you know, saying you should go through it again.
To go get heartbroken again?
No. But like, do you want to talk a little bit, like, where are you in the love world right now?
Oh, well, I mean, I guess you'll have to listen to the album to find out.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll be able to tell. I think it's a very I've written a lot from personal experience, so you'll hear some of that on the album. Not to give too much away. You'll have to find out.
Well, I don't want to give too much away, but there is a guitar solo from one John Mayer on the track, Isn't It Obvious?
Yes.
So how did that come about, and what was it like to work with him for this single?
It was amazing. He has been so incredible and so generous with his time since the beginning of my career. He's always been so kind to me, and I acquired his phone number early on. So I had it kind of sitting there, and we would talk once in a while, but I'd never asked him for anything like this because I was always, you know, so nervous to ask him, you know, in fear that he might not like the song or something. So I kept it in the back of my mind. I'd always wanted to work with him, but once I, you know, wrote Isn't It Obvious, the second I wrote it, it just felt like he would be so good on it, and I, you know, had it in the back of my mind. I had my fingers crossed, maybe one day, and when it came time to turn in the song, I was like, you know what, let me just ask him before I turn it in. Maybe he'll
Do you shoot him a text? Like, how does it go down?
So I did text him. I did. I texted him, yes. So I had his number. I kept it in my back pocket. I'm like, okay, now's the time to ask. If I'm going to ask for one favor, it's going to be for this song. So I asked him, and I like threw my phone across the room because I didn't want to see the response. I thought he was going to say no. I was ready for a polite and kind, cordial no. And instead, I was very surprised with a yes. And we got to the studio the next day. Jakob, the producer, and I. Yes. Oh my God, I love this live audience. This is amazing. I love it. It's amazing. Yeah, so he's amazing.
It's because we love you. That's why that response is happening.
That's so nice.
When I was doing research for this interview, I had to read this twice. It has been 10 years since the debut of your first album, Know It All. 10 years.
I know.
It's so crazy.
I know, baby.
Yeah, you're a little baby. Yeah, but I know that the industry has changed a lot. So I'm just curious, for you today, what's the mark of success?
That's a very interesting question, because I feel like the goalposts kind of move, especially in this industry, the entertainment industry, specifically the music industry. Even in the last 3 years, things have changed so immensely, and I feel like every time I put out a project, those goalposts kind of change. But I think for me, ultimately, real success is, you know, the fact that it has been 10 years and that I'm still able to be here, that people show up, that you guys have me on, you know, after all this time. In like such an ever-changing space, it's so nice, you know, that people still care and are still here and wait for the next thing that I do. And the fact that I'm still able to be doing this for this long is like, that's success to me. So thank you for having me on.
Oh my gosh, we love having you on. Always, you're a gem. Thank you so much for coming by. Congratulations on the new album as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And you be sure to check out Alessia's new single, Slow Motion, is streaming now, and the album Love and Hyperbole will be out Valentine's Day, February 14th. Celebrate the love.
Yes. Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.